Hello, can I speak to Mr. Sanchez?
Who's this?
This is Dean St. Cyr from Brooklyn College. I'm a student of Professor Napoli.
Oh, how you doing?
Hi, this is Joe Sanchez?
Yes, hold on.
Okay.
I gotta be careful. I got a lot of people calling me, asking for things.
Oh, yeah. Bill collectors?
You got that right. Listen,
Yeah.
where, are you calling me from your cell?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my cell too, but don't worry about it. Just ask me any questions you want to ask.
All right, so we're doing a project on the fiscal crisis of the 1970s. And can you tell me about your line of work in the 1970s?
Well, in 1970, hold on.
Okay.
1970, I came from Vietnam. I got back from Vietnam in 1967. And in 1970, as far as police work or as far as what?
Yeah, like police work or anything else that's applicable.
Well, 1970, let me see. I was driving an ambulance in Harlem Hospital and Lincoln Hospital, and then I took the exam for the Port Authority Police because NYPD had a freeze. NYPD had a freeze. I took the NYPD back in 1968. And so during the interim, I drove a cab. I became an ambulance driver after that, and then the Port Authority put out a test out there. It was a walk-in. It was a walk-in, and their office was on 8th Avenue. That was their personnel office at the time, 8th Avenue, and I think it was 18th Street. But anyway, yeah, I became a Port Authority. I worked for the Port Authority for 3 years. And then I left for the NYPD on October of 73. What would you like to ask me?
Well, how did your occupation get affected by the fiscal crisis, which started around 1975?
How did what again?
How did your occupation get affected by the fiscal crisis of 1975?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, Loretta, I'm on the phone. Put her in the other room. Hold on. Okay. Well, as far as 1975, you mean during the layoffs?
Yeah, the layoffs and all that was happening, like socially too, during that time.
Well, I wasn't laid off because in 1975, when the layoffs came, I worked I was assigned. I worked at the 90 precinct, the 90th precinct, which is in Williamsburg, the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn. And when the layoffs came, the fact that I got wounded in Vietnam also gave me. I was a disabled vet, gave me 2.5 years. If you were in the military, it gave you 2.5 years credit. And the fact that I was a disabled vet at the time, also I was getting 40%, gave me 5 years. So I wasn't laid off, although my partner was laid off. So my partner was laid off for 3 years. It took him 3 years to get back on the job when they finally started rehiring.
And did you notice, like socially, did you notice like crime going up during this time period?
Oh yeah, crime was heavy during the 70s. Oh yeah, especially after the layoffs. Yeah, crime did go up. And don't forget the NAP Commission. Frank Serpico. Let me see. Frank Serpico was shot, I believe, in 1972. If you look it up, if you Google Frank Serpico, his history, he was shot in the Williamsburg section in the 90 in the conference of the 90 precinct. Of course, that was after the NAP Commission, because if you have seen the movie Serpico?
Oh, no, I never saw that.
Yeah, if you get a chance, Al Pacino plays Frank.
Oh, really? All right, I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah, if you get a chance, just rent the movie. You'll see it all. Yeah, Frank Serpico. But, of course, Frank, he broke the police code of silence, the blue wall. He went forward. And it brought down, it brought about the NAP Commission, and I forget his first name, but NAP was a lawyer, a judge, and he was, of course, Lindsay was mayor at the time, and he was appointed. NAP was appointed to to oversee what was going on with the NYPD as far as the corruption with the graft, with all the graft. And after Frank Serpico, he came forward. And then the MAP Commission came in investigating. A lot of cops were indicted. You had the cops that worked narcotics. About 72 police officers. I don't know if you ever also saw the movie Prince of the City.
No, I didn't see that one either.
Treat Williams. If you rent those two movies, Treat Williams was in the a special narcotics unit, he plays Robert Lucy, the real cop. His name is Bob Lucy. You can also Google him, Leuci, Lucy, Bob Lucy. Google him, and you'll get an idea of what went down during the 70s. When in 1971, about 72 narcotics detectives were arrested, indicted, and arrested. And of course, I came right after that. I was still a Port Authority police officer then. But when I went on the job, what happened was the department planted, I call it a seed, that there were field associates now working in uniform. Field associate were supposed to be new rookie cops hired, and they were pulled out of the academy, all hired and graduating from the academy, placed in precincts to get information, just play it cool, go out there, mingle with the other cops, and if you see any kind of corruption, report it. And but I think it was way exaggerated. I myself was suspected of being a field associate, which I wasn't. But it made it hard for me and my partner, because when you first go into a precinct, it takes a while before other police officers, start talking to you and considering you one of them. But the thing is, there are more good police officers, especially back then, and even now, more good police officers than there are bad. There's only a few that, that make the rest look bad. But during my time, it was hard, because I wanted to be a good, honest cop, and but there were people that I worked with that weren't given the opportunity. If the opportunity presented itself to make some money or find some money, whatever, they took advantage of that. But during my time in the police department, I came across a few cops that were corrupt. But being that I was in the department and I had a career to think about, I did what the average guy did, was just keep your mouth shut and do your job, and let Internal Affairs handle it. And Internal Affairs themselves were not that pristine. They themselves, a lot of cops that were assigned to Internal Affairs were before the MAP Commission. They themselves were corrupt. So, but I'm not saying that all internal, but a few of them were corrupt themselves, and they went into the Internal Affairs to hide. They did their own dirty work back there, and now they were playing the good guys. So that's why cops usually don't trust, they're supposed to trust each other, but the police department, especially in the NYPD, was a job that, it wasn't an easy job. I mean, it was a good job. Like myself, I loved the job. I loved trying to catch bad guys, helping, to serve, but it made it hard for me when I had to, keep my mouth shut when I observed corruption.
And would you say that the amount of corruptness in the force at this time was directly correlated with the economic conditions?
Well, not really, because we were making good money. I mean, a lot of cops were, I made a good salary, and when I needed something, I told myself a part-time job. A lot of cops, a few cops went up there, they drove cabs, had security jobs. They had their way of making money, but it's just that, especially with narcotics, it was tough. There was a lot of money out there. I worked in Washington Heights, and what they call Polk City back then. And if you, I don't know if you know the story of 1994, the 30-30.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Well, if you check 1994, when the Mullins Commission came in,